Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. In a turn of events that has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, beloved couple Alison Brie and Dave Franco, two of the most charismatic, admired, and seemingly untouchable figures in the entertainment industry, are now at the heart of a stunning and deeply controversial legal storm. This isn't a minor dispute. This is a full-blown copyright infringement lawsuit that threatens to shake their careers, their reputation, and the very foundation of creative trust in the film industry. Fans are reeling, critics are debating, and behind closed doors, Hollywood, insiders are whispering one thing. Did Alison Brie and Dave Franco really steal someone else's movie idea? Let's take you inside the drama. It all starts with Together, the couple's latest horror film. It premiered earlier this year at the 2025 Sundance Film Festival, to a wave of excitement, curiosity, and even praise. Directed by Michael Shanks, Together stars Brie and Franco as a couple who wake up one day in a bizarre, terrifying state, physically fused together. The film explores themes of emotional dependence, marriage, loss of individuality, and what it means to truly become one with someone. At first glance, it's original, bold, weird, yes, but thought-provoking. But not everyone sees it that way. Enter StudioFest, a small but fierce independent production company. They say Together is anything but original. In fact, they claim it's a blatant rip-off of their 2023 indie film, Better Half, a little-known yet critically praised psychological drama that follows, wait for it, a couple who wake up physically fused together and must navigate their codependent relationship as it falls apart in disturbing and surreal ways. Sound familiar? That's just the beginning. StudioFest has now filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Alison Brie, Dave Franco, director Michael Shanks, distributor Neon, and the Hollywood powerhouse talent agency WME. Their accusation that back in 2020, StudioFest pitched the idea for Better Half to Brie and Franco via their WME agents. According to court documents, StudioFest shared not only the concept, but detailed scripts, character arcs, scene summaries, and even visual inspirations. Brie and Franco, they say, declined the pitch. But years later, StudioFest watched in horror as Together was announced, featuring what they argue are nearly identical plot points, themes, and even direct references. And the details are disturbing. Both Better Half and Together feature a scene in which the fused couple discuss Plato's Symposium, referencing the myth of humans once being joined and split by the gods, a metaphor for soulmates. Both films end with a near-verbatim monologue about surrendering identity for love, and both, yes, both, feature a climactic emotional moment involving a Spice Girls vinyl record. The odds of those similarities being coincidence? According to StudioFest, astronomically low, but it gets worse. The lawsuit also claims that certain lines of dialogue are word-for-word matches, that the visual styling, tone, and surreal aesthetic of Together mimic the indie tone of Better Half so closely that early audiences assumed it was a remake or adaptation. And perhaps most damning of all, StudioFest argues that the success of Together has come at the direct expense of their own film's exposure. They claim Better Half was buried, forgotten, and erased from the conversation by a flashier, star-studded imitation. So what do Alison Brie and Dave Franco say? So far, nothing. Both stars have remained completely silent since the lawsuit was filed. No public statements, no tweets, no legal rebuttals, just a wall of silence that is growing louder by the day. That silence is fueling speculation. Some believe the couple is gathering evidence and preparing to countersue for defamation. Others wonder if they're guilty and hoping it all goes away. But perhaps the most chilling theory, that this is just the tip of the iceberg. William Morris Endeavour, WME, one of the most powerful agencies in the business, is also named in the lawsuit. They've called the case frivolous and without merit. In a terse statement, a spokesperson said, "We look forward to proving that this claim has no basis in reality and stands as a misguided attempt to extract attention and profit from a successful release." But critics are pointing out that WME has a history of receiving confidential pitches from indie creators, pitches that never seem to go anywhere, until a similar project suddenly emerges, attached to big names. Neon, the film's distributor, has also declined to comment, but with the July 30th, 2025 release date of Together approaching, the pressure is mounting. If this lawsuit escalates, Together could face delays, re-edits, or even an injunction preventing its release. And for Brie and Franco, the reputational damage could be irreversible. Let's talk about the stakes. Alison Brie and Dave Franco aren't just actors. They're a brand, a married couple who work together, create together, and are beloved for their charm, humor, and creative synergy. Fans admire their authenticity and love their quirky, often offbeat projects. But if StudioFest's claims are proven true, that image could shatter overnight. The idea that this charming power couple would betray an independent creator's trust for their own gain is deeply unsettling, and fans are torn. Some are rallying to their defense. Twitter is filled with messages like, "There's no way Alison and Dave would steal someone's idea," and "This is just an indie studio trying to cash in." But others are less forgiving. "If you took the pitch and used it without credit," one fan wrote, "that's not inspiration, that's theft." Even more concerning, some indie filmmakers are now coming forward, claiming similar experiences with WME and other agencies, suggesting that the problem may be far more widespread than anyone realized. For StudioFest, the fight is personal. In a recent interview, one of the company's founders said, "We poured years of work, love, and risk into Better Half. To watch our film be duplicated and overshadowed by a bigger version without credit, it's devastating. We're not trying to ruin careers. We're trying to defend the integrity of indie storytelling." And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about a legal dispute. It's about power, access, and who gets to tell stories. In Hollywood, it's about what happens when small voices are drowned out by big stars. It's about the invisible lines between inspiration, collaboration, and theft. And it's about what we, as audiences, are willing to tolerate in the name of entertainment. As the legal battle heats up, we'll be watching closely. Will Alison Brie and Dave Franco finally break their silence? Will Together make it to theaters on time? Will StudioFest get the justice they're fighting for? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future of original storytelling in Hollywood? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. This story is far from over. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching Daily Gossip. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Hollywood news, celebrity drama, and exclusive insights into the biggest stories of the day.